Support Pro Play Games on Patreon.
What's up, guys? Vibes here with Team PPG, coming at you with the most flame deck profile out right now. Of course, it's going to be red hybrid with the ancient package. Can't wait to show you guys what we've been cooking here at the shop. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so let's get started with the eggs. We have 1 Demimera and 4 Kapurimon. Main reason is we're going to have a lot of tamers. We have a lot of tamers in the deck. There will most likely be one out early, and so we get the generic 1k rather than just the 1k from when attacking, but we still play 5 eggs because it does come up. Now let's get into the rookies. We're gonna play 3 Bokomon. This card's hilarious, but it's awesome. He's a little duck boy. The main reason we played 3 of him is because it will reveal the top 5 cards of my deck and add a hybrid or 10 warriors and a tamer. So this is one of the few cards that will help search for our ancient package, like the ancient Greymon, because he is a 10 warrior but he's not a hybrid. So a lot of our other cards will only search for hybrids. So this card, if you're aggressively trying to find your ancient, you play this guy instead. Thin the top 5 if you whiff it. Okay, there was no ancient there, and then you continue to draw. So he's really cool. Also, the gaining 2 memory when you digivolve on top of a tamer is really good. We play 3. You can cut 1 if you need space, but I kind of wanted to build this deck to be max consistent for games 1, most aggressive, get all the combo pieces max out on the copies, and then games 2 and 3 I can make the proper cuts to side in the more floodgate and counters. So yeah, 3 Bokos. Let's get into the other rookies. We play 4 of the BT4 Flamon. This card's probably the best one because it can search for, it reveals the top 3, adds red tamer and hybrid. Well, not better than Boko, but better than the other Flamons, I guess. But he's good because he adds you 2 cards for the cost of 1, so you can potentially plus 1, and it searches for the pieces that you need. You need tamers and you need hybrids, so he gets you both. Really cool. Now we play 4 of the BT6 Flamon, the one that gives an inheritable of piercing. Again, we're maxing out on everything because I want game 1 to be super consistent and then make changes. So yeah, 4 of him. You can probably cut out 2 when you're siding. Then 4 of the BT6 Flamon, the flame, all the flame. This deck is awesome. We play 4 of him because he reveals the top 4, so it's one of your bigger searches because most of them are the top 3, and adds you a hybrid or a Takuya. A Susanoo, I guess, but we don't play him. Only gets you 1, so it can be painful at times, but we max him out because he has this really cool inheritable that when he gets deleted, well, his stack gets deleted, he can summon a Takuya. So he can search for you a Takuya, you have 1 in hand, and let's say you have multiple, like 1 in raising, or you digivolve on top of this. If it were to die, you can then summon that Takuya. So it's really cool. I really like this card. Max it out. Also the play with the ancient, when the ancient dies and you can summon a Takuya, that's just awesome. So we play 4 of him. Now for our champions, we played 2 Agunimon. I did want to play a 3rd, like regular hybrid, or instead of a 3rd Aguni, the Burning Gray. Just unfortunately didn't have space for it, but I am trying to figure out how to maybe add a 3rd, one of these regular hybrids. Then we play 4 of the Burning Greymon. He's really cool. Probably the best hybrid. That's why we're maxing him out on 4. He can digivolve on a level 4 for 1, digivolve on a tamer for 2, or digivolve on a 3 for 3. It does sound expensive for when you digivolve on the rookie, but all of our rookies except for Bokomon are hybrids. So if he digivolves on top of a rookie, you can get his effect to blow up a 4k or less. And also you can live the dream of stacking multiple Burning Grays to clap multiple things on the board. I've done it. It's awesome. That's why we max him out. You get to do real cool plays with the Burning Gray and clear boards. And then the last, level 4, of course, we are playing the ancient version. So we're playing 4 of the promo Agunimon. Definitely have to max out on this. You have to see this as early as possible to get that early 3 check, at 13, 14k with your Emperor. Oh no, sorry, your ancient. Too many Greymons. But yes, you max out on this. Has the really good when attacking to warp into it. Really cool play that you can do with this card is if you're at 1 memory, you swing, put your opponent to 1, and then you get to warp into ancient, check for 3, when the ancient dies, you summon a level 4 lower hybrid. We play analog youths in this deck, so if you were to have an analog youth out when you're doing that combo, you would then tap the analog youth when your ancient Greymon dies, because it is a level 5 or higher Digimon with sources. You would gain a memory, so it goes back to it being your turn. You hatch an egg, you then summon the guy from your hand with the ancient, and if you have the Flamemon that summons you a Takuya, you would summon a Takuya, Digivolve on your egg, and still it's your turn. And you just check for 3 and just summon the body, put down a Tamer, and hatch an egg and Digivolve on a rookie. Like, I don't know. That's too spicy. I do it multiple times. It's not even like a unga bunga. You have to high roll. Like, it really does happen. At least swinging with this, putting your opponent to 1, that does happen. Like, it's really good. So that's why I really like this deck. It's super aggressive yet super consistent. Again, that's why we max out on all the copies on the cards, because we want to make our game ones pack a punch, effective, and then we'll make adjustments from there. I know I keep repeating that, but it has to. That's kind of how this deck works, so I want you guys to kind of understand that. Definitely you can cut copies of certain cards to add to main deck the floodgates, but we are taking advantage of the side deck rule, so we're going to go, and the mulligan too, so really cool. 4 of this guy on Digivolve, he gets 4k if it has a hybrid, so he's 12,000 as a level 5 to help punch over a threat that's already suspended. Also, he can cost just 1 to evo if you have a Tamer in your sources, so this could be effectively for 1 memory, 12k swing. If you have other things, the Atomic Infernos, you can that you see right here, you can definitely make this guy do some big checks. And of course, they're inheritable. It's the main reason why we play 4 copies. I don't have to main deck Delicate Plan anymore because this guy is effectively Delicate Plan. So really awesome. Really like this card for Aldemon. Was testing that the other one. I do like it, but again, I wanted to make this deck as max consistent game 1 as possible, so I did cut it along with the other level 4 hybrid. But it's been really paying off. Now let's go ahead and get started with the level 6s. We have 3 Emperor Greymons and 4 of the Ancients. Really good cards right here. This is some powerful cards. You're summoning this, and like your opponent definitely knows something's about to hit. Like, these cards are very powerful cards. They're your boss monster of your deck. You have your starter, you have your finisher. That's why we play 4. That's why we play 3 here. You could definitely cut one of these if you wish to make room for other tech choices. But the 4-3 lineup has been too good. I really enjoy this deck. It's so aggressive but so consistent, and it pulls off the combo very often. And I highly recommend you guys try this if you can. It's really fun too. Just like your opponent playing purple is doing all these combos and like all these stuff, and I'm like searching my pieces. Obviously you got to sequence, like, you know, good, but you see your line with just like 2 cards, and you just swing. You play a bunch of cards that search it's a 2-card combo. You play a million cards that search those 2 cards, and it's really awesome. It definitely does pay off. And then now this guy dies, has all the stuff in the graveyard, all the hybrids to pay then for your Emperor Grey. Like, oh man, this deck is just too good. It's too good, too consistent. It helps each other. All the cards like help you like progress your game state. We play 4 Atomic Inferno here. The reason we're playing 4 is because it's just a sacky card. You hit it in security, you're almost gonna win. Playing it to give your guys DP to punch over things. Now they don't want to block this because you're going to gain memory. You're giving it extra security attack. This card does it's 3 effects for 1 cost and has a security effect. It makes no sense, but we definitely, that's why we max it out. You got to play the broken shit, you know what I mean? All right, now for the rest of the options, we have the 1 red memory boost. I was playing triple analog youth. We played 2 in the deck. I was playing triple. I cut 1 to put in the memory boost. It has been coming up. Helps me search for 4. This is 3, which is, I mean, for 2 costs. But this is searches for 4. Stays on board to give me some value. And I can really dig for my Gunimon or my Ancient if that's the piece that I'm missing. Now for the Tamer. The rest of the Tamers, of course, 4 Takuya. It's your main boy. He has a bunch of, actually, real quick, he has a bunch of really cool interactions you could do with him, actually. A bunch of weird effects, rulings that is good to know if you are going to decide to play this deck. Is your Takuya when you put the 5 sources under him, you don't have to instantly go into Emperor Gray. He can kind of just like chill there, and then you can put a Burning Gray on top of him, and now your Burning Gray is gonna have a million sources. So your tie, I'll just have them all out now. Your tie will give it that extra security check, and if you Atomic Inferno it, it'll trigger the Takuya inheritable to give it another security check. So your Burning Gray will be 1, 2, 3 from the Atomic Inferno, and its own swing, it's gonna be 4 checks. It's almost as good as a freaking Ancient right there, and it's gonna be 9, 10, 11k 4 checks. Like, it is broken. Like, and also if you can do the dream where you put if you put a bunch of Agunimon promos under, you go into the you go into the Burning Greymon, then you put the Aldamon for a reduced cost, and then since you have like 6 Agunimon promos, you can go into the Ancient Greymon for really cheap, and it'll have like 20 hybrids in its sources, so it'll swing for all your opponent's life. That's cool too. I've seen it happen. I haven't lived that dream yet. I've done the Burning Gray just because it's a little more consistent with my tie, but I haven't done the whole Ancient with the Agunimon promos. But yeah, the reason why we're playing this split right here of 2 tie 1 Marcus is because the 1 Marcus has come up more than the 3rd tie, if that makes any sense. There's been times where I start my turn at 3, right? And I'll go into my Emperor to blitz, putting my opponent to 1. I then tap my Marcus to go to 0, and it's still my turn, and I can like continue swinging with everybody else while getting like my big check-in of like the security +1. So it'll be 2 checks at 14k, and then you can finish them off. So that's why it's really cool. I really like it. It's come up, so that's why I like that split. And that is the deck. Let me quickly go over the side deck. This is what I've been memeing with so far, so you guys can get a general idea. I'm gonna lay out that's fine. We'll have 2 emergency program shutdown. We are playing Analog Youth, so this card can come up. We're playing 4 Atomic Blasters to blow out your opponent's security to blow out your opponent in security when they check it, if they're not expecting it. They might just see the 4 Atomic Infernos and think, oh, maybe he's not playing the Atomic Blaster. His deck is just like the good cards, not really the text. But then game 2 and 3, maybe you swap all those out, those 4 Atomic Infernos for 4 Atomic Blasters, and now you're popping everything. So that's for your blue matchups, your rush matchups. This card's really good. Something that if let's say I whiff my line and I need to stay alive, I can Atomic Blaster and slowly start getting control of the board again. We played 2 of this to kind of hinder purple. If you have your sauce, you can like if you have your Analog Youth, you can stop their turn basically. Hitting this on security is also really good. And then the last 4 cards are the 4 Gauss, just to stop green and blue if that's something that is a lot prevalent in your area. Also can stop the other hybrids, but I kind of just wanted to again make my deck have all of my consistent cards in my main deck, and then I can side these in games 2 and 3. So this is the side deck. There's other cards that you could definitely play, like Gravity Crush. Not in the side deck, but I'm saying in the deck in general. There's other cards like Gravity Crush. You can put the Burning Gray, the Aldamon, the Analog Youth, the 3rd Analog Youth, and in the side you can put in Mechanorimons too if you want to stop some rushes. So that was it for the profile. I hope you enjoyed it. I did kind of explain a lot, but I really enjoy this deck. It's super fun to play, even when you don't hit your line, sequencing your searches and how you have to attack with everything else in order to get to your win condition. It's really awesome, and I hope you guys enjoy the deck and try it out. And remember, keep topping.